Structure of the Atom, Chapter 4 of Class 9 Science Textbook. Now here's a small caution for you, or maybe a suggestion. Before you learn chapter number 3, that is Atoms and the Molecules, it is better if you first learn structure of the atom, so that you'll be able to understand the concept more clearly, because chapter 3 is a more complex one as compared to chapter number 4. So I do suggest you to first learn chapter number 4 and then go for chapter number 3. Now let us start with our chapter. Structure of the atom. In chapter 3 we have learned that atoms and molecules are the fundamental building blocks of matter. The existence of different kinds of matter is due to different atoms constituting them. Now the question arises, what makes the atom of one element different from the atom of another element? And are atoms really indivisible as proposed by Dalton, or are there smaller constituents inside the atom? You may not understand the Dalton's experiment and the other experiments because if you haven't studied chapter number 3, no problem, just leave the introduction part, just go to the structure of the atom, just go to this part, read the whole chapter, learn the whole chapter, understand the concept clearly, then go to the third chapter, and while you're revising, then come to the introductory part, and then you will really understand the concept very, very clearly. I'm telling you. Right. We shall find out the answers to these questions in the chapter. We will learn about the subatomic particles and the various models that have been proposed to explain how these particles are arranged within the atom. A major challenge before the scientists at the end of the 19th century was to reveal the structure of the atom as well as to explain its important properties. The elucidation of the structure of atoms is based on a series of experiments. One of the first indications that atoms are not indivisible comes from the studying static electricity and the condition under which electricity is conducted by different substances. From these activities, we can conclude that on rubbing two objects together, they become electrically charged. Where does this charge come from? This question can be answered by knowing that the atom is indivisible and consists of charged particles. Many scientists contributed in revealing the presence of charged particles in an atom. It was known by 1900 that the atom was not a simple, indivisible particle but contained at least one subatomic particle, the electron, identified by J.J. Thomson. Even before the electron was identified, E. Goldstein in 1886 discovered the presence of new radiations in a gas discharge and called them canal rays. Now you may be getting few questions, or it may be the type of MCQs or blanks or 1 mark answers, and in rare cases it may also come for 2 mark questions. So I suggest you to be thorough with the scientist names. Years are not required generally, but the scientist names are important. J.J. Thomson discovered the electron. According to this textbook, it is given that J.J. Thomson discovered the electron. Now, these rays were positively charged radiations which ultimately led to the discovery of another subatomic particle. The subatomic particle had a charge equal in magnitude but opposite in sign to that of the electron. And what is it? Let us see. Its mass was approximately 2000 times as that of the electron. It was given the name of a proton. So electron is something which is indicated by small letter e with a minus sign on it. Okay, and proton is represented by p. This is electron and this is proton. This is negatively charged and this is positively charged. Both are same in magnitude. What is the common for both of them? Magnitude is same. It is also specified that proton is 2000 times more heavier than an electron. That is, proton equals to 2000 times that of an electron, the mass of an electron. Okay, this is mass of an electron, right? The mass of the proton is taken as 1 unit and its charge as +1. The mass of an electron is considered to be negligible and its size is -1. Its charge is -1. It seemed highly likely that an atom was composed of protons and electrons mutually balancing their charges. It also appeared that the protons were in the interior of the atom, whereas electrons could easily be peeled off, but not on protons. Now the big question was, what sort of the structure did these particles of the atom form? Well, we will find the answer to these questions below. So with this we have completed the introductory part, and I think there is no need to concentrate more on the introductory part, but as I am covering the whole chapter, I have even covered the introductory part. In the next video we will be seeing the structure of the atom.